So I look like absolute hell. But I wanted to come on here and say that my heart is literally breaking for our country and for the people in it. I just had to walk out of a restaurant because she stood there trying to tell me that everything happening was the fault of Joe Biden. This person, and I'm not going to name him, this person who talks about God all the time, goes to church regularly, and voted for that thing. And that is what he is. He's not human. And if we want to get biblical, then maybe we are in the end times, because I do believe he and Musk are the Antichrist. They tried to raid an elementary school today in Chicago. ICE, they tried to raid it. Thankfully, the school wouldn't let them come in, but they tried. Those are children. Those are babies. They also have taken down the government website for reproductive rights. That's great. Let's just go ahead and kill women. What does it matter? Apparently, we don't matter. My children are living in a world with fewer rights than I had. This cannot stand the way it is. We have got to stand together in unity and not back someone who would demand an apology and belittle a bishop for saying nothing more than please have mercy on those who need it.
Shalom, call Lord Yahweh Shemi outside by Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone that rule and teach well. To the Akim on the four corners teaching this truth, risking their lives each and every day on the highways and the byways. And for the brothers and sisters tuning in for edification, come with another lesson. And this lesson is entitled, The Curses is Falling on the Enemies. So you see in this video here, that lady that was speaking, she's going on and on about how America is falling. And basically, these Edomites are feeling it now. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the big picture now, the curses is being lifted off the elect. And now they're falling on the heathens. You know what I'm saying? These other nations. And one of the nations that is really, they're really feeling it, is feeling that heat. You know who it is. It's Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the self-proclaimed so-called white people. You know, they're starting to feel, you know, what we've been feeling for forever. You know what I'm saying? So she basically goes on and on complaining, you know, about this wicked, you know, kingdom, queendom, you know what I'm saying, that they've been living, you know, all their lives, you know, where everything always went good for them. But now they're starting to see that the Most High is turning the tables, you know what I'm saying, turning the tables on them now. And now they're seeing the things that we have been through all, for 400 years. Now they're starting to see that their dreams is shattered. Nothing that they're dealing, nothing that they went through in the past, which was always good. They're dealing with something now that's being a nightmare to them. And that's why this place needs to go. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who gets in office. If it's Biden, which he was in the office, previous, and now it's Trump in the office. So they all in cahoots together. It don't matter. They not running anything. The banking family, the elites, which is calling the shots. These morons, these people that's in this world, they don't know what's going on. They just thinking Trump is calling the shots. He ain't calling no shots. He's just a puppet, you know what I'm saying, on the string. So, and this lady, you can see it. She's feeling it, She even mentioned, her kids, you know what I'm saying. She said she had more rights, back in the day and now, or back in the day, but now her kids is not gonna have no rights like she did, you know what I'm saying. But all that is because they're not living it up anymore. That's the problem. See, they was living it up. They was being able to have a lot of money left over when they had their checks. You know what I'm saying? They was being able to go on vacation every year, or maybe even twice a year. But now they're starting to feel, they're starting to see. You know what I'm saying? But we don't feel no sympathy for you, Esau. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is gonna bring this place down. And like we say, call all Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You know what I'm saying? And let me go to Deuteronomy, and this is gonna be just a quick hitter. Let me go to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. Because Esau is you don't need to be in charge anymore. You've done the damage. You know what I'm saying? You need to go. And you got to go. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. And it should come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt come call to them to my among all nations, whether the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai thy power have driven thee. Yeah. So, and who is this speaking to? This is speaking to the elect, you know what I'm saying, which are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much we're scattered everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Scattered in United Kingdom, South America, Central America, Canada, Germany, China, Africa. You name it, man. We everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So we are all over the place, you know what I'm saying? And that's why the brothers out on the four corners of this earth pushing this truth, pushing this word, sighing and crying, you know what I'm saying? For all the abomination that has been done to our people, you know what I'm saying? From Babylon throughout the whole world, you know what I'm saying? We crying out to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to get rid of this place, to destroy this place, you know what I'm saying? And in this video, we don't care if you boo-hooing and you complaining about, why things are getting tougher and why you struggling. You know what I'm saying? You self-proclaimed so-called white people, you have done enough damage. You have oppressed our people and other nations for so long, and you have done it to our people even more. You know what I'm saying? And you think that you're going to keep on being on top. No. Your time is up. You know what I'm saying? Your time is up, and it's time for, we got next. You know what I'm saying? And we don't care, if you're not able to take care of yourself or anything, because you didn't care if we was, if our kids was being, was eating, or if we was able to get jobs, or if we was struggling. Y'all didn't care not one bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Wisdom Solomon chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Akim is doing on the four corners of this earth. standing in great boldness. The face of such as have afflicted him, who afflicted him. Esau, Edom, and the other nations afflicted us and made no account of his labors. Yeah. Verse 2, and when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Verse 3, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of a spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. Yeah. And this salvation is going to be like, like it's never been before, you know what I'm saying? Like we was in captivity under Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying? In the book of Exodus, And this is why the righteous man, which is the elect, we patiently waiting, you know what I'm saying? For Yahweh Shema Shai to come back with the angels, Michael and the archangels, come back, and us, waiting patiently, for to get our revenge, you know what I'm saying? Because of our oppressor who afflicted us, that righteous man, and that's why we've been out here, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the brothers out here pushing this truth, you know what I'm saying? Tired of Babylon the Great, aka America, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the oppressor is going to be in terrible fear, you know what I'm saying? And that's all through the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, coming back to redeem, you know what I'm saying? The hopefully elect and the one-third. So Esau, your time is up. You was living it up, but now you're starting to see the curses is falling on you. And you seen it in that video, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to steady. It's going to get worse and worse, you know what I'm saying, as time go. So they could paint the picture like, things going to bounce back and things going to get better. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Ain't not going to get better. So Esau, all the wickedness that you have done to us, it's going to come back to bite your ass. And you starting to see it now. You starting to see that their people are starting to feel it, you know what I'm saying? And for all the things that your fathers have done, the iniquities of your fathers have done to our people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me get that Isaiah 14:21. It's going to basically come back on you because of what you've done to our people. And you think that you're going to just get away with everything, you know what I'm saying? And like he said, prepare slaughter. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And you know how your people get. Well, that wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't back then. But we dealing with the things that our forefathers done with. Ain't done, going off, you know what I'm saying? Being disobedient to the Most High. So we are feeling the after effects, and he used you guys to be a whooping stick on us, you know what I'm saying? So you reaping the benefits, Esau. You was, but now the table is turning now, you know what I'm saying? It's turning, and you starting to see that, And you see 2/3 of our people still don't realize that these people are evil, man. And you're going to see that they're going to show their true colors in the last day. You're going to see that. They still trying to be buddy-buddy. Y'all, you, Jake and Eve, y'all trying to be buddy-buddy with these people. You don't supposed to be buddy-buddy with these people. You know what I'm saying? But everything Esau forefathers done to our forefathers, it's going to happen to your children too. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It's going to come back on you, Esau. So I always say, live it up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Go get you like 3 or 4 credit cards, max them all out. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't done that now, because right now, you hurting. You know what I'm saying? You hurting. You know what I'm saying? They just, brought the government had a long shutdown. You know what I'm saying? So they just, overturned that. But Esau, you hurting. And we already know, Esau, your blessing was a sword, you know what I'm saying? On the left-hand side, you know what I'm saying? Yep. So, we already know, Esau. Your time is up, and you ain't gonna be able to escape this judgment that's coming. You ain't gonna be able to escape it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel every little bit. Let me go back to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 4. You're gonna feel every little bit of all the things that you have done to our people. You're gonna have to deal with it. You're gonna drink that cup. You know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 4. If any of thy be driven out unto the outermost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. Verse 5. And the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good, and multiply thee above thy fathers. Yeah, because like I say again, now the curses are jumping on Esau now. And, this is what the Heavenly Father promised to us, you know what I'm saying, Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go, we're going to have complete dominion over the entire world, you know what I'm saying? Once we receive that new covenant, you know what I'm saying, will be a blessing in the kingdom, you know what I'm saying? And we're not in the new covenant, not yet, you know what I'm saying? So, so we're gonna appreciate everything, you know what I'm saying? But if Esau is getting everything he deserves, but Esau, like I said again, he's getting everything he deserved, you know what I'm saying? He didn't let up during the time of affliction, you know what I'm saying? He just kept on, being evil and doing all kind of evil stuff to our people. So whatever you put out there, you sow, you're gonna reap. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that Galatians 6 and 7. You're gonna reap. You're gonna reap every little thing, And that's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? Because Esau think that he could do whatever he want to do and then just ride off in the sunset, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna happen like that. It's not gonna work like that. Galatians chapter 6, verse 7, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man sow, that should he also reap. Yeah. So you're going to reap every little bit that you've done to our people, And when you look at the things that is going on with these Edomites today, they're starting to do a lot of complaining like this lady on this video, you know what I'm saying? They're dealing with the living conditions that they're dealing with now. It's not the same, you know what I'm saying? They starting to see the housing market that's going down. They're starting to feel a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, what we went through as a people, you know what I'm saying? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which is the true living Hebrew Israelites, the children of Israel, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, we don't care how you feel, Esau. We don't care. We don't care about your crocodile tears, you know what I'm saying? And as a people, we Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we have dealt with this hard time. We have dealt with hard times all our lives, you know what I'm saying? So you devils can cry, you saying you can boo-hoo, you can cry a river. We don't give a F, you know what I'm saying? Because whatever you sowed in the past, you're going to reap. And them curses coming right back to slap you right in the face. The tables are turning, you know what I'm saying? These so-called white people can feel something is not. They can feel something is not right. They can feel it in the air, You know what I'm saying? Just like these movies, like Trading Places. That's a good movie with Eddie Murphy. Yeah. And Coming to America. So you know what I'm saying? Things gonna change. You know what I'm saying? Things gonna fall right. The way we want it to fall. You know what I'm saying? We sighing, crying, and praying. Yahweh Shema Shai come back. Save us right away, you know what I'm saying? But we have to stay patiently waiting, you know what I'm saying? We have to keep that faith and keep building that faith up. And let me go to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7, back to that. And the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies. And that's what he's doing right now. You're starting to see that throughout the whole entire world. And on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. Yeah. And that's what Esau have done. Esau has persecuted us, you know what I'm saying? for a long time, And thou shalt return, verse 8, and thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, and do all his commandments, which I have commanded thee this day, And like I say again, this is going into the new covenant. We're not in the new covenant yet, So we rejoicing, We happy, Let me go to Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8, Because this is a beautiful time that we're in, For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, said the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, the northern and the southern, and not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. Yeah, and only the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans was during that time, We was in Egypt. There wasn't nobody else, because they continue not in my covenant, and I will regard them not, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's why we're going through a lot today, Because we was disobedient, Like when Adam fell, we fell too, So, but now, there's a remnant waking up, the elect and the 1/3. But the Lord is going to bring out that new covenant. He's going to bring us back, to that marriage. He's going to have mercy, on the hopefully elect and the 1/3. But the 2/3 of our people, man, woe, It's woe. The destruction, Let me read verse 9. Verse 9, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand and lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant, and I will regard them not, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Yeah, Verse 10, for this is a covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they should be to me a people. Yeah. So, woe to you 2/3 niggas if you don't get in line. This is a life or death situation. We know the curses is falling on Esau. And now the elect in the 1/3, We waking up to this truth. Those dry bones, Ezekiel 37. So that's what we were waiting for, that new covenant, Because we're not in the new covenant. So we just patiently waiting for this place to be destroyed. So you Edomites, you self-proclaimed so-called white people, the curses is falling on you now. So we gonna get the last laugh. You thought you gonna just put, the Most High chosen people into slavery and you thought you was going to get away with it. But you ain't getting away with nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I want to just hope this was edifying. I want to say, call all Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai by Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone that rule and teach well. To the Akim on the four corners teaching this truth, risking their lives each and every day on the highways and the byways. Trying to wake up the elect, hopefully elect in the 1/3. And to the brothers and sisters tuning in for edification, this is your brother Dawadah coming with another lesson. Shalom.